Welcome back to another informative video about Dauntless. Thank you for all the comments and support from the last videos. I appreciate that a lot. In this video I will give you 10 tips on how to become a much better slayer. It's mostly dedicated to beginners, but even experienced players will benefit from the following tips. Let's just get right into it. Tip number 1. Get your daily login bundle. A lot of slayers still don't know you can get free items every day. Just enter the store and in the section event you can buy it for free. The login bundle contains some consumables and 2 random free cells. This way you get cells way faster. You need them because they are a crucial part of your equipment. 1 petrol chest to get more orbs out of your petrols, and even free ace chips to use them on the middleman. Which leads us to the next tip. Tip number 2. Use the middleman effectively. 1 ace chip is worth 6 platinum, but they can only be spent for speeding up cell fusing at the middleman. I assume you're still working on your cell collection. So here's the tip. Don't make the mistake to speed up fusing, which means to level up cells while you're still in a game session. Speeding up should always be the last thing you do before you log out of the game. Then put another cell for level up. This way you will use the full time while you're not playing the game to have your cells being fused for free. This way your collection will be completed way faster. Tip number 3. Know your enemy. If you're having trouble with a specific behemoth, don't just try to slay him over and over again. Instead, dance with the monster before you actually start fighting him at all. What I'm saying is, start a pursuit on him, get close, and then try to stay alive for at least 5 minutes without attacking him. Dodging and evading attacks is a crucial part of being an effective slayer. This time invested will boost your knowledge about how to fight the behemoth massively. You will learn the attacking patterns way faster. Remember, this is all player versus entity. If you know what attacks to expect and learn to read which attack is about to be next, you can evade and counterattack in one movement and be a way more effective slayer. The next 3 tips are connected to each other. Tip number 4. Check out the resources. Dauntless is different from other games in the way that much information about the game is located outside the game. There are some minor resources you should know and use. The Dauntless Wiki contains a lot of information about everything in the game. Check out the link in the description below this video. Tip number 5. Know your playground. The Dauntless community is really awesome. All islands have already been mapped, and you can view every map to find out the spots of herbs and materials. The link to the resource is as well in the description below this video. One extra hint. If you don't know an island, don't just run around like chicken searching the behemoth. Instead, use high ground and take the 5 seconds to look around. Mostly you will find the behemoth that way. Plus, if you take your time, you will learn where the different spawn points are on each island. Tip number 6. The Dauntless Build Search. The Dauntless Build Search is a great tool to create your own perk builds for specific behemoths and weapon preferences. And it works in the following way. Let's assume you want to fight a Pungar. The first thing is to look up Pungar in the Dauntless Wiki. As you can see, he got 2 forms. He's either enraged or either charged, or he's both at once. A good start to create a build, in this case, is to pick Rage Hunter and Ether Hunter cell to fight him. At first, we set up a filter. Because Pungar is frost, we want to use a fire weapon like Hellion. Then we choose the 2 level 3 cells of Rage Hunter and Ether Hunter. I prefer Berserker and Overpower, but you can choose different cells to generate more damage in the way you want to. You will always need some sort of movement cells like Molten or Conditioning, and in the end I can only choose some more utility like Etheric Attunement to generate Lantern Charge quicker. So let's take a look at the generated build. To use the build that we just created, we will have to use the armor as shown below. We have to put on a Hellion head, a Hellion torso, Hellion arms, and Karabakh legs. And in my case I will choose the Hellion Ether Strikers. Some perks come by the armor and some will be created by using the cells into your armor. The link to the website is in the description below this video. There's a build resource on the net where a lot of players already created a lot of builds for specific quests or to just maximize damage output. And as you already know, yes, even this link is in the description below this video. Tip number 7. Choose your weapon. If you are new to Dauntless, choosing the right weapon is important for your gaming experience. Even after the last patch and the nerf on strikers, they are still on top of the list if it comes to damage per second, but they are not very beginner friendly. The most beginner friendly weapon is the sword, mostly because the majority of players have a knowledge on how a sword should be used in combat. It's a very versatile weapon and you can do slight and heavy attacks, and it does a decent amount of damage, but you have to be close to the behemoth. I would suggest to pick the chain blades in the beginning. They are a great all-round weapon with straightforward combinations. The chain blades is a fast weapon for close combat and a little slower on medium range, but it is useful on every behemoth. The chain blades give you additional movement options and allow you to chain pull yourself close to the behemoth to do a lot of damage with your combinations, and with the chain push you can jump backwards, getting away from the behemoth and do a heavy chain stroke while in the air. Tip number 8. Play alone. Ask yourself in which player you have the most trust. You are right, it is and it should always be you. If you choose to play alone, even for patrols, you will learn on how to become a better slayer automatically. Behemoths are easier to beat while you're alone, they just have less health, and it can be quite frustrating if your team is bad and you lose a fight because of your teammates. Tip number 9. The usage of petrol chests. Use your petrol chests only for hard patrols like Heroic and Heroic Plus. If you just started the game, this can be different. So just figure out on which patrols you are having trouble with and use the petrol chest on them to get your armor up quicker. It's just about time management. The easy patrols take less time, so spend petrol chests on the patrols that take more time to get more orbs out of them and to upgrade your armor faster. Tip number 10. Subscribe to this channel. More information about Dauntless will be coming very soon. I will create guides for every behemoth, and if you're having trouble with one in specific, just write it in the comments. And I will have a couple of live streams with a new account in which I will obey 2 rules. Rule number 1 is to always play solo. They will never get the help from other players. And rule number 2 is to not spend money. I want to know how much time it takes from the beginning until beating the first trials. And the quest is to do it as fast as possible. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I would love to get a response or a thumbs up. Have a nice time and see you in the next video.